85 degrees. And how'd you come up with that? Yep. Just subtracted the 5. Good. Okay, what did we come up with for number 4? 32 degrees. All right. 5 is different because we've got some algebra involved. Okay, I want you guys to read number 5. And then I want you to check with a partner after you have it set up to see if you guys agree on your setup. Okay, guys, talk to somebody close to you and see if you agree on your setup. Yeah. Okay, while they're talking to themselves, this is what I skipped over in number 1. We are naming adjacent angles, complementary angles, and supplementary angles from this picture. We had to make sure when I'm talking to the video because the 8th period I have to go to the meeting. Yeah. So in this situation for the adjacent ones, we had to share the vertex and then we shared this side. So this is how we named those angles. Remember on Tuesday how we talked about we have to name the angles with 3 letters if the vertex is shared. Okay, so that's what you missed from that part. And then we skip number 2. And then for 3 and 4, we're just subtracting what we know from the total. And this number is telling us our total right here. Okay, and now we're working on number 5, where we're going to check our setup. And you guys should be talking to each other about that. But we should set it up so that we're adding them up to 90. All right, let's check our setup. Okay, what was the sum going to be? 90 was the sum. And then we had to put both angles together by adding them. Okay, when we combine our like terms, what should we get? 13x. Be careful about this because this is a -2 and a +1. -1. Good. And then you solve from there. Right? So your step should have been add 1, divide by 13. Right? Add 1, divide by 13. What was your value for x? 7. Okay, and then we're not done because we have to find our angle measurements. So we want to make sure we read carefully and saw that we had to plug in our answer. So we have to plug that 7 in. What is LMN? 26 degrees. And then we've got PQR is going to be 9 times 7 plus 1, which is what? 64. Good. All right, what questions do we have on those? Okay, we're going to look at 2 more examples. Go to page 82. Page 82. Okay, and these are presented in sort of like a word problem. It's not going to be that bad. Okay. If we read the first sentence, what do we know the sum has to be? Careful. 90. Okay, so we know we're going to have 2 angles that make 90. Right? We don't know what these angles are yet. We just know we're adding up 2 angles. Okay, it says the measure of an angle is twice the measure of its complement. So what could I put into this equation to help me with solve this? 2x? Okay, so is 2x going to be the larger one or the smaller one? The larger one. So if I made x the little one, then the bigger one would have to be 2x. Right? You get to pick whatever letter you want to use. Right? Call one angle x. And since the other one is twice the size, that means times by 2. Right? So if I put these together, remember there's really a 1 in front of that. That makes 3x.
30.
So x is 30. Yep. So one of my angles is 30. So then what's my other angle? Yeah. So they just plug in the 30. Okay, for number 10, what is our key word that's going to tell us what they add up to? Linear pair. They add up to 180. So I know I'm adding something together to get 180. I'm going to call one of those things x. Based on the second sentence, what should I call the other angle? Yep, 1.5x. Good. You could write 1.5x if you want, but I mean, it means the same thing, right? So what do I get when I put my like terms together? 2.5x. And then I'm going to have to divide. So what'd you get? I heard somebody say it. 72. Good. That's one of them. And then we're going to have to do the other one by plugging in 72. 108. Good. Do we have any questions on that? All right, so your assignment is on page 83. You're going to do the odds. You guys know what odds are, right? Okay, on page 84, you're going to do 19 and 21. Okay, you should be able to finish that now, probably now. Okay, I think you can finish that in the next few minutes. It's not that long. Okay. You guys, your book has selected answers in the back. If you flip to the back of your book, there's a section called selected answers. The answers for these questions are in the back. So check your work after you finish and make sure you're getting it right. Okay? That's why they're there. They're not there to cheat and copy them. They're there to check your work when you're done. Okay?